Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Today, our topic about politics, and for sure, it's going to be about religion at the same time. As you see in the title, we are talking about a person whose name is Jamal Khashoggi, which is supposedly people they say he is a journalist. In fact, most of what you hear in the news have nothing to do with the truth, and as usual, people they take what the news says as it is. First of all, who is this guy? His name is Jamal Khashoggi. He is originally a Turkish man, descendant from a Turkish family who live in Saudi Arabia, and he worked for a long time in many, let us say, agencies. Some of them supposedly they are media agencies, and that's why they say he is a journalist. But this is not really the truth. We will go for that later. This person supposedly last week he went to visit the Saudi embassy, which is his embassy because, as we say, he is a Saudi national, because he needs some papers for his marriage. And then he went inside the embassy, and his fiancée was outside. And then the guy never came back to speak to his fiancée. And since then, tons of a story emerged to the point, things became so really weird and full of fictions and horror movies. The guy he went inside, then a team of 15 people get in, and then they killed him, and then they cut him pieces, and they throw his meat to the cats. I mean, how in the world they get this information? Obviously, this is nothing but a absolute lie. I mean, he might be killed, might be, but I mean, they cut him pieces and all of those things. So the media is carrying out a lot of information, which is no way to find out where they got this information from, as usual. And maybe the guy is not even dead. He might be just arrested. Maybe he just kidnapped. Well, nobody knows. But what is all this smoke around this guy? Today we heard in the news that Lindsey Graham, who is a senator in USA, a Republican senator, he said that the hell will open in Saudi Arabia if they kill this guy. What this guy is talking about? Are you serious? Really? I mean, do you really care? The French government, the British government, everybody suddenly is like in love with this Jamal Khashoggi. I mean, this guy became like the guys. The Prime Minister of Lebanon, he went to visit Saudi Arabia. They arrested him, and none of those people move. Suddenly, this guy, and at that time nobody even knows he's alive or he get killed. Now this guy suddenly became the most important, and this guy Lindsey Graham is going to open the door of hell in Saudi Arabia. First of all, nobody is a servant for the Saudi as much as those who attack Saudi Arabia, or let us say they claim that they are going to do a lot of things against Saudi Arabia. We will open the door of hell. If this is true, yeah, we will say. Just count on my words. We will say. You will never do anything because you are a potato and you get paid by them. All of those who they are attacking Saudi Arabia today. You see, the first job I get during the time I was doing my law degree, it was in a newspaper, and I mentioned that before many times. I used to work in the correcting the Arabic grammar and etc. And every day I have to read the newspaper, all of it. Not only me, we are a team, and I noticed that at that time for like few months they're attacking the president of Al-Qaddafi, the president of Libya, almost for 3 months, non-stop, every day an article against him, every day. And then suddenly the newspapers start writing articles about how amazing he is, how wonderful he is, how beautiful he is the best of mankind. It's like Muhammad. And then later I learned that they receive a check from the Libyan embassy, and because of that, they changed the direction of writing. And this is how it is in the Western media. Washington Post, New York Times. New York Times yesterday they post something in Twitter. They took it back because they said, "Oh, we noticed that there's no proof of what the claim is saying. It's just a claim." So we decided to. Obviously, the Saudi they contacted them. They said, "What do you want?" The check is in the way. All of those are nothing but dogs barking, asking for some bones. So we are going to attack you unless you send us a check. I mean, come on, we did not pay us for long. So it is an opportunity to blackmail the Saudi, who, by the way, they are criminals. I'm not saying they are good. Don't think I'm defending them. No, no, no. But I'm saying all of them, they are from the same kind. All of them are the same kind. When they want, they remember human rights. When they want, they forget about the human rights. Syria and Yemen, both our countries are destroyed, disappear from the map almost, and nobody care. You are worried about a guy who go inside the embassy. The ambassador of USA was killed in Libya. And from the movie or the video we saw, which is recorded by the terrorist, hundreds of fighters burning, killing the American inside, even swimming in the swimming pool. They recorded themselves as swimming in the swimming pool, those terrorists. Then the American, they get us one guy, just one guy. That's it. From all the terrorist groups, you get me one guy. He's the guy who did everything. Nobody is moved by the death of an American ambassador. Why? So why this guy is so important? This guy, he is a very important figure for a very simple reason. He is a double agent intelligent. He is not what they say. He is not a journalist. He have nothing to do with journalism. Journalism was a cover for his business. First of all, this is one of the most close friends to the terrorist Osama bin Laden. Very close friend. Personal relationship. And everybody know that. This person is a considered person, or let us say considered as a leader of the Muslims Brotherhood, and he defend them everywhere he go. Actually, he made an article that says the hate of America and the West for the Muslims Brotherhood make them do a lot of mistakes. This guy have nothing to do with journalism, and what happened in the Saudi embassy, it's normal to happen. Simply, he is an intelligent officer who may be involved in killing many, assassinating many people, involving in war, trade business of weapon, all kind of crimes. And now suddenly he became a journalist who is a hero. I found this article just now, actually. It is in spectator.us. What the media are not telling you about Jamal Khashoggi. What is the media not telling us? You can read really, but it's still in those articles not much of information, but there is enough information to get the idea that this guy is a mafia guy, intelligent guy. He worked for many agencies. He worked with Al-Qaeda. He's a friend for Al-Qaeda. He have a very dirty hands with Al-Qaeda. He have very dirty hands with many crimes. He defend many criminals in the Middle East who they do mass murders. And actually he was defending the crown prince of Saudi Arabia about even attacking Yemen not long time ago. But this guy is the same as many. They say something when they are facing the West, and they say something when they are facing the East, which mean they are as all double agent. They have two faces, at least, if not many faces. He is a Muslim Brotherhood when he is with the Muslim Brotherhood. He is, liberal when he is writing in Washington Post. He is against liberalism when he's writing in Arabic. He is against anyone who asks for freedom in Saudi Arabia. He wants Islam to be implanted always in Saudi Arabia, and we believe Islam is the best solution. He is one of the very, very involved in the attack in Saudi Arabia in 9/11. As you see, even here it says you see, let us see here. They are talking about Ibn Salman, etc. And then, worse from the royal point of view was the khashoggi had a dirt on the Saudi links to Al-Qaeda before 9/11 attacks. He had a befriend Osama bin Laden in the 1980s to 90s, which mean more than 10 years, in Afghanistan and Sudan, while etc. his jihad against the Soviet Union. So he was obviously he was working as an agent, maybe even involved with the CIA, and he is used heavily by them to do jihad against the Soviet Union. At the same time, he was employed by the Saudi intelligence service to try to persuade bin Laden to make peace with the Saudi royal family. So he was a negotiating man. The result, Khashoggi was only non-royal Saudi who had beef on royals. So anyway, you can read the rest of it. You can. I will pause the article for you. This guy have nothing to do with journalism. He is heavily involved in all the crimes done in the name of Al-Qaeda. He used even to collect, as you see here, he is sponsoring, he is boyfriending Osama bin Laden, he defend them, and he's trying, he did his best to make a deal between the Saudi and Al-Qaeda in order to make the Qaeda don't say that the Saudi are kuffar and they are okay. As simple as that. The Saudi may have worried that Khashoggi had become a US asset in Washington in 2005. Senior Pentagon official told me of ridiculous plan that had to take the Saudi out of Arabia, as was rage post 9/11. It involved establishing a council, selected Saudi figure in Mecca to govern the country under US, which means control. So the Saudi, there's a plan for this guy to be used by USA for something, and we do not know what that exactly. And as you see, this guy is, I mean, why this guy is so important for the American? Who is he? Why he is even getting a job in Washington Post? Is he like did he graduate from university in journalism? No. Is he really a journalist? No. Or did he really do any field report in his life? Never. I mean, how this guy became a head of a newspaper suddenly overnight? I mean, shouldn't you start from zero? Overnight, he is a head of a newspaper in Saudi Arabia. So what they are telling you about this guy have nothing to do with the truth. This guy, he have a lot of enemies, and he is involved with many dirty stuff. He have nothing to do with journalism, and he is not a journalist. He is involved with Al-Qaeda, he is involved with ISIS, he is involved with Muslim Brotherhood, he is involved with CIA, he is involved with the Saudi intelligence. All his work have nothing to do with journalism. But yet you will not find a single news speaking about him, except they are saying he is a journalist. All of them. This is Al Jazeera, a newspaper. Al Jazeera, the terrorist organization, and owned by the Prince of Qatar. They have his article wide in the top in Arabic. خاشقجي العالم العربي يعاني جراء أخطاء أمريكا بحق المسلمين. In this article, he's attacking America. He's attacking USA. And he's saying all the Arab worlds are suffering because the mistakes of America against the Muslims Brotherhood. Here Jamal Khashoggi is a Muslim Brotherhood in this article. But Jamal Khashoggi in Washington Post, he is a liberal. Here is a Muslim Brotherhood. All right. He said in this article that the Arabian world is suffering because USA did not take action. You know, here it says like he did not do like it took it easy against the Q against democracy, which came with the Muslims Brotherhood in Egypt. This is his statement. So Khashoggi claimed that USA made a huge mistake when they did not sponsor and support the Muslims Brotherhood in Egypt, when more than 30 million Egyptians went in the street against the Muslims Brotherhood. Jamal Khashoggi is asking America, or he wished that America will go and take all our airplanes and our marines and invade Egypt to force the Egyptian to be subdued to the Muslims Brotherhood terrorist group. In the rest of the article, he claimed that by destroying the Muslims Brotherhood is destroying democracy and is going to guarantee that all Arab will live under dictatorship and corruption forever. Jamal Khashoggi now claim that the Muslims Brotherhood, who their logo is wa'iddu lahum, which means prepare for them their weapon to kill them all, as the Quran said. Prepare for them your horses and your weapon. To who? To the kuffar, to kill us. He claimed that by destroying the regime of the Muslims Brotherhood in Egypt, we destroyed democracy. As simple as that. But in Washington Post, this guy is a journalist. He is the sheep. He is very peaceful. You know, this guy he's saying it clearly: go and kill all those who goes against the Muslims Brotherhood. Then he continues saying, destroying the Muslims Brotherhood will means the continues of the reasons of revolutions and extremism and refugee. You see how he connect things? So you have one of two solutions according to Jamal Khashoggi. Either you join his organization, which is the Muslims Brotherhood, or you choose the other side, which is the continues of revolution, ISIS and Al-Qaeda, extreme, and refugee. I mean, that's it. So now Jamal Khashoggi is telling you what you should do. You should support the Muslim Brotherhood, and this is exactly what the filthy Obama he did. If you go back on time, you will see that when more than 30 millions went in the street against the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, the first one to send a warning to Egypt that they cannot take the Muslims Brotherhood, it was Obama, who is himself a member of the Muslims Brotherhood organization. Yeah, the filthy Obama. Obama is a filthy man for me. He's disgusting. He is a snake. Obama is a Christian with the Christian, Muslim with the Muslims, Jew with the Jew, atheist with the atheist. What is more filthy than this? You can be. You tell me. Go right now and search in Prophet Google, peace upon him, that Obama, he was the first to warn Egypt regarding the revolution against the Muslims Brotherhood. He was the first to support the Muslims Brotherhood government, and he was the first to support them when the new regime took off the president, in order, to the point even he started putting sanctions on them. And you will see that the plan of Obama is in total agreement with Khashoggi. You see, before I made videos, I don't know if you remember. Let me, maybe I should explain again a little bit. Give me a second, please. All right. This is the Middle East map. Khashoggi as a Muslim Brotherhood and Obama as a Muslim Brotherhood members, they were able to convince the stupid American, and sorry, I have to say the stupid American, who they are in office, because you know Obama, yes, he is the president, he is a Muslim Brotherhood, but he cannot say I'm a Muslim Brotherhood, do this for me. So he have to convince them somehow that this is the best solution. So what is the solution? The solution is exactly as Jamal Khashoggi he said, which is exactly proven to us that the plan of Obama is the same plan of Jamal Khashoggi, which is the plan of the Muslims Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood, they presented themselves as the solution against all terrorism happening in Europe, in America, in the West, in the East, and the solution is easy. You make us control the Middle East. Right now, Turkey is controlled by Muslim Brotherhood. $80 million people are under the control of Muslim Brotherhood. By the help of Obama, the Muslim Brotherhood, they were able to take Egypt. Another 100 million under the control of Muslim Brotherhood. By the help of Obama, before Egypt, the Muslim Brotherhood controlled Tunisia. By the help of Obama, and here you need to remember what happened to the US ambassador in Libya. He was killed, right? Why he was killed? If you go and do some search, you will find that Hillary Clinton, from all the people of Libya, she met only with one person who is the leader of the Muslims Brotherhood in Libya. I mean, does it sound fishy for you? From all of Libya, she met only one person. He is the head of the Muslim Brotherhood. Why? Because the plan is we will make Libya under the control of the Muslims Brotherhood. And this is why the US embassy's ambassador was killed, because they were supplying the Muslim Brotherhood with weapon secretly. And other terrorist groups, they were fearing that the Muslim Brotherhood, by having those weapons, they will be superior and they will take over. So they decided to attack the embassy and kill the ambassador to stop this. And they were successful. They started the war in Syria because everybody knows that the major force in Syria of Islam is the Muslims Brotherhood. And Obama, he thought in less than 2 months Syria will fall into the hand of the Muslim Brotherhood. Guys, do you see the map now? Are you getting the map? I think you are getting the idea what they are doing, what I'm trying to do, right? Do you see it? Jordan now, as we speak, is more than 90% of it is Muslim Brotherhood. This is Jordan. It will take less than 2 hours for the Muslim Brotherhood to take over Jordan if USA agree. All is in the hand of USA. So now if we can do all of this, we will have a huge state controlled by Muslim Brotherhood: Turkey, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, Libya, and Tunisia. But hold on, the story is not there. We are not done yet. The Saudi, they discover a plan of the Muslim Brotherhood to take over Saudi Arabia, and they were growing so big in Saudi Arabia. And if they did not discover it, Saudi today, as we speak, is going to be under the control of Muslim Brotherhood. So look what we have now. We have a huge Islamic State. You see, many years ago, before ISIS, I was in radio show. You can go and listen to it. It's still there. And with the brother Osama Dakdok, he have a radio show. And I said to Osama, Obama will not leave until he established Islamic State. I received an email from one of you saying, I could not believe that you said that at that time when nobody even imagined such a thing to happen. But the Islamic State I was talking about, it was not about ISIS. It is about the Muslim Brotherhood. What happened is what not expected. What is not expected? And remember here, Qatar already, the Prince of Qatar is a Muslim Brotherhood. Then Emirat, they find out that the Muslim Brotherhood, they are trying to take over their small country. So look at this map. They are almost to swallow the whole Middle East. What is left? I mean, what is left literally? But what happened? That the Saudi, they discover a conspiracy by the Muslim Brotherhood against them to take over the country. So what they did, immediately the Saudi, they announced the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist groups. So it's not allowed in Saudi Arabia to be a Muslim Brotherhood, and they start arresting whoever is a Muslim Brotherhood. Number two, they flood Egypt with a lot of money, the Saudi money, in order to sponsor any movement against the Muslim Brotherhood, and they were successful. And Egypt kicked out the Muslim Brotherhood from the government, and they replaced them with the new regime, which is by the leader of Egypt now, Sisi. Emirat did the same. Emirat discovered that the Muslim Brotherhood is trying to take over their country, so they did arrest everybody. Imagine from almost 25, as I remember, minister in Emirat, about 7 to 8 of them, they were Muslim Brotherhood, including the Minister of Education. Imagine how powerful they are in the country like this. I mean, from a government, small country like this, 7 ministers are Muslim Brotherhood. Yes, they became so powerful to the point they are going almost controlling Emirat. So if they were able to control Saudi Arabia, imagine how much money is that too. And Emirat, imagine how much money there too. And Qatar is in their hand, and Turkey is with them. Erdogan is going to be the caliphate of the Muslim Brotherhood, and this was the plan. But what happened in Saudi Arabia and in Emirat, that the two regime, they were able to discover the conspiracy against them, destroy, big deal, their plan. And then another surprise happened, that in Syria, where everybody was expecting that the Muslim Brotherhood will take over the country, and you terrorist groups, they were more attractive to the young Muslims, which is ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and they are for sure a lot more attractive because they kill more. So here in Syria, Al-Qaeda and ISIS, both they were growing together, side by side. So instead of having Muslim Brotherhood controlling Syria, we have Al-Qaeda controlling big deal of it, and then ISIS controlling more than maybe 60 to 80% of the country. ISIS. Same in Libya. After the attack in the embassy, the US embassy, the plan to Libya to make it Muslim Brotherhood changed to be ISIS, and ISIS was growing so fast there. So now they lost with the new change. They lost Egypt, they lost Libya, and Syria is out of their hand. So the dream of Obama to establish an Islamic state did not come to exist. And the plan was very simple. After we make all those countries Muslim Brotherhood, then we will attack Israel. As you see, Israel will be a small, tiny, little dot in the middle. Imagine if those countries all became one army, and all of them they have one economy, and all of them they have all the oil, Libya oil, even Egypt have a lot of gas and oil, Saudi Arabia, Emirat, Jordan, Syria, and Turkey. We are talking about almost more than 300 million. All of them in one day they decide to attack Israel. And then the Caliphate Erdogan, he is going to announce himself the Caliphate of the Muslims in the world, and then the empire will grow. The rest will join. That was the plan of Obama. And he convinced the stupid American, as usual, that if we make the Muslim Brotherhood ruling, then the terrorists will not find an excuse to make people say, oh, you know, they don't allow us to build Islamic State. Here we go, you have Islamic State. But in fact, the Muslim Brotherhood, their logo is وَأَعِدُّ لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن رِّبَاطِ الْخَيْلِ. What is that? I prepare for them whatever you can of your horses and your weapon to kill them. Who? Us. This is the logo, and this is the flag of the Muslim Brotherhood. Actually, their flag is two swords and that verse from the Quran. So Jamal Khashoggi is a very important figure, for he is a Muslim Brotherhood. He is the arm of the Muslim Brotherhood in America, who is promoting establishing an Islamic state run by the Muslim Brotherhood. And this is why you see actually here, you see that this is a Jazeera TV, a Jazeera website. They are promoting his ideas because Qatar, who own a Jazeera, the Prince of Qatar, is a Muslim Brotherhood. So look here, destruction of a Muslim Brotherhood is a reason for continuous of evolution and extremism and refuge, which means refugee. Here he said, which is funny, he said that the administration of Muslim Brotherhood of Barack Obama, it was not sure about the Muslim Brotherhood, or let us say it was worry, which came to the leadership in Egypt after the first free election in the country. Obama, he did not take any strong decision to refuse the queue against the elect president, who is a Muslim Brotherhood. Obama was wrong. He lost a golden opportunity to change the history of the Arabian world. So Khashoggi, he is taking the side of the Prince of Qatar, of all the Muslim Brotherhood, and they are wondering what to stop Obama from taking a strong action. And what they mean here, by the way, when you say, like, I mean, what Obama will do exactly, what you want him to do? Obviously, they are talking about doing an invasion. Obama will announce that you have 24 hours, either you put the president back or we will invade you. And for sure, I guarantee you, all the Muslim Brotherhood, they will worship Obama forever if he do that. But Obama, he cannot convince his people to do so. It's not that easy. You see, the problem with the Middle Eastern mentality, and I am a Middle Eastern, they look at America as it is one guy deal. Okay, we have now a Muslim in the White House. His name is Obama, so he will control the White House. It doesn't work this way. America have many. It's like the authority is divided between Congress, senators, and president. President alone cannot go to war. He can make a like short hit strike, but he have to go to the Congress in order to go for war. And this is exactly what happened when Obama was trying to go to war in Syria against the Syrian regime, so he can put the Muslim Brotherhood on the office. He could not get in a vote to go for war. Otherwise, he was going to do it, and he wanted to do it. And this is the plan of the Muslim Brotherhood. And then he said, look what he said, guys. Here you will notice why this guy is kidnapped by the Saudi. By here he says بانصياعه لضغوط السعودية والإمارات وأعضاء من إدارته بشأن التعامل مع الانقلاب العسكري في مصر. By being obedience or subdued to the administration of Saudi Arabia and Emirat, him and many of his administration. So now here we will see that Jamal Khashoggi showing frustration. How Obama he do that? Wondering how he allowed the Saudi and the Emirati control his decision not to go and take an action against the regime in Egypt to support the Muslim Brotherhood. Obviously, this is an article written by a person who is not only he is a Muslim Brotherhood, he is in love with the Muslim Brotherhood. And by the way, for those who do not know, in case you do not know, Osama bin Laden is a Muslim Brotherhood. Al-Zawahiri is a Muslim Brotherhood. The Caliphate of ISIS is a Muslim Brotherhood. The head of Al-Qaeda in Syria now, he was an ex-Muslim, but all of them, they are Muslim Brotherhood. All those the babies of the devil, all of them, they graduated from one organization. It's called the Muslims Brotherhood. And this is the guy everybody is crying for his soul. Oh, Jamal Khashoggi, he is a decent, man. He is a journalist. The criminals, the Saudi, they killed him. How dare you? This guy is a disaster. The plan is in front of us. It's just in one article. All this article is about how we should support the Muslim Brotherhood to take over Egypt again. We should correct that. And look, when we go back a little bit here, when he's saying, because the United States do not like the Muslim Brotherhood, it is the real reason or the base reason for all, let us say, all the trouble is in the Arab world. I mean, why the Muslim Brotherhood is so important in the Arab world? Who are they, those people? Why Jamal Khashoggi suddenly, who is you see, the funny about them, they speak that this guy is not extreme Muslim, but the fact he is an extreme Muslim. He's asking us to implement an Islamic regime and establish Islamic State all the way from Turkey, all the way through Syria, through Jordan, through Egypt, through Saudi Arabia, through Qatar, through Emirat, through Libya, all the way to Tunisia, and even they will take Morocco to establish a caliphate. And yet they are saying that this guy is a journalist. Just to remind you about who is the Muslim Brotherhood, do you remember before a president, his name is As-Sadat? Anyone remember? Let me try to find a picture. I mean, how those people even accept it to be allowed to have a party? Those people, they killed live on TV the president of Egypt because he signed a peace agreement with Israel. In the 6th of October 1981, they jump in the stage and they slaughter live on air the president of Egypt for a very simple reason, for he agreed to have a peace agreement with the Jews. How the Muslim Brotherhood even allowed to function in Western countries? And I don't want to count for you how many people get killed by the Muslim Brotherhood organization in Iraq, in Syria, in Egypt, everywhere. How many churches they burn, how many Christians they were killed. Just yesterday, the court in Egypt sentenced 17 of the Muslim Brotherhood into execution because they did bomb a lot of churches. Those are the Muslim Brotherhood. Their history is history of blood. They killed many people. And they killed before this president another president. His name is Jamal Abdul Nasser. And they attempt to kill many people, many presidents. Syria live in war between the government and the Muslim Brotherhood for years and years. So to make it short, Jamal Khashoggi is not what those people they say to you, that he is a journalist. This guy is a worm. He is intelligent agent, Al-Qaeda agent, ISIS agent. He is an agent for every branch of evil in the world, involved in many crimes in the world. And it's enough that he defend the Muslim Brotherhood to understand who is he and what he present. This is the picture as exists in this website, so I have nothing to do with it. You know, it's like a ghost. You know, they're trying to say to you, I mean, this guy, there's no face there. It's like a ghost. This is Jamal Khashoggi. This is not what they say to you. What a journalist. What a journalist. You know, and then you will see a senator like Lindsey Graham, who is a hypocrite man. This guy, yesterday he was attacking Trump like hell, and today he is defending Trump like hell. You know, those people who have no, let us say, loyalty, simply they have no loyalty. They are businessmen, you know. And always this guy, he defend the Saudi, but now because he want to prove that he is not the servant of the royal family of Saudi Arabia, he want to say, okay, if they did that, I'm going to open the hell of them. We will see. Just count in my word. Let us see what they will do. They will do nothing. All those who they are barking, we will do this. Is you will see all of them. They will do nothing, even if they found evidence, even if they found a video, even if they got witnesses, even if the crown prince he said, I killed him and I cut him pieces by my hand. They will do nothing. For a very simple reason. All of them, they get paid by Saudi Arabia, and the one who control the salary is the boss. Who care who live, who die? All of those, they are seeking extra money. So we attack you, we blackmail you, and we threat you. We will do this and that, so you will send us a check, and as soon the check arrive, we are going to forget about it. I mean, is this the first guy kidnapped and killed by any government? The Saudi government, they kidnap even Saudi princes from Europe, and nobody talk about it. Princes, imagine from the royal family, they kidnap them, they kill them, and nobody dare to say anything. What are you talking about? And why didn't they someplace the money? I mean, you see, the BBC one day, the BBC, everybody think that the BBC, and this is the funny about Western, they think like when I say BBC, BBC said, okay, BBC is supposedly a government-owned news agency by the British government. But what they do not know that the BBC was running for many, many years by the Saudi. And what happened? I mean, how the BBC even run by the Saudi? Why a country like England? Why even they need a foreign country to sponsor a radio station? I mean, this is crazy. You cannot afford, you British government, all the money you have, all the wealth you have, you cannot afford the salary of a bunch of guys. Once upon the time, BBC made a mistake. They invited and they hosted an interview with an opposition to the Saudian government regime. And because they did that, the Saudi called the second day and they told them, you know what? Forget about our sponsorship and we will not pay you a penny from now on. The BBC Arabic closed overnight. They told all the employee, go home, no work here. And this is how Al Jazeera opened. Al Jazeera, the Prince of Qatar, who is a Muslim Brotherhood, when the Saudi, they told the BBC that all your employees are not going to be paid by us no more. And the BBC, they inform all the employees that you are fired for a very simple reason. We are going to shut down because our government will not pay, and we are paid by the Saudi. Al Jazeera was not really established yet. The Prince of Qatar, he sent letters to all the journalists who work in BBC Arabic, and he invited them to sign a contract with a new TV station that did not start yet. It's called Al Jazeera. And he took them all, and all of them start working in Al Jazeera. It was a golden opportunity to the Prince of Qatar to have and to move all the trustworthy names for those Arab who listened to the BBC for a long time, thinking that the BBC will tell the truth because this is owned by the British. Hello, but the fact it's owned by the Saudi, run by the Saudi. And now today the BBC Arabic name changed to be Al Jazeera TV. Same employees, same people. This guy have nothing to do with journalism. He is an intelligent officer involved in many crimes, as many evidence says. Defend the Muslim Brotherhood, force Islamic Caliphate on the Christians in the Middle East. He want the Muslim Brotherhood to control all the people in the world, including the Middle East. But he claimed in the front of the Western that he is sponsoring just Muslims regime in Muslim countries. But the fact the Muslim Brotherhood have a target to rule the whole world. This is why they have branches everywhere in the world, including USA, including Switzerland, including Germany, including etc. And actually, in case you do not know, the grandson of the Muslim Brotherhood founder, let me try to find. Not long time ago, this guy, he was doing live broadcast, and I tried to talk to him, but because he have a lot of crowd, I don't even he notice my text to him. I challenge him to debate me, or maybe he saw it but he ignored it. I'm not sure. Uh, If you notice here with me, this is April 9, 2017. France expelled the grandsons of Muslim Brotherhood founder. A woman accused this man of rape, and she proved it. She was able to prove it. Another woman, she jumped and made another accusation. Another woman, she jumped and made another accusation. And then all the women who accuse this man of rape, they get threatened by the Muslim Brotherhood that to be killed and their family will be destroyed and they will disappear. So you live in Europe, you think you are safe, but here we go, you have a Muslim Brotherhood leader, you go with him in a court for any reason, whatever the reason is. The second you do that, they start to threaten you, they will kill you. And I believe that those women now are under police protection. Otherwise, for sure, they will kill them, and even they threaten them. Before they kill them, they will rape them. And now I think there's 4 or 5 women they accuse him of rape. So like the number is growing, and all of them they have a proof of what happened. Not like this woman who accused this guy 36 years ago, he tried to rape her, who cannot remember even the place, who was there, you know, where the house, she remember nothing. Stupid people. This guy, because he is the grandson of the Muslim Brotherhood, he was preparing himself, or actually he is already, to be the spiritual guidance of the Muslim Brotherhood all over the West. And even they gave him a job in very fancy universities just to be close to the Muslim Brotherhood, you know, like those Western, you know. And I'm speaking here about Western government. I will not be surprised if this guy himself is an agent for some Western government, because they will use him. They knew how important he is for the Muslim Brotherhood, and why he live in Switzerland. Why this guy, even when the Muslim Brotherhood took over Egypt, did not even go and live in Egypt? Here we go, now Muslim Brotherhood taken over. Why don't go there? Why they are keeping him in Europe? What is the point of him to stay in Europe? Why the first Islamic Muslim Brotherhood is started in Switzerland or Belgium? Why they need one there? Why they have and they open branches in every city in Europe? Because the plan is to take over. You see, there is a picture in my Facebook page. Let me go there. I want to show it to you. The banner actually of my page there. All right. This is the picture. I don't know if you know who is this guy. His name is Golan. He is right now in USA and he is wanted by Erdogan. But who is this guy? This guy is the boss of Erdogan. He is the one who made him a president. Look what this guy he said. He is the spiritual leader of the Muslim Brotherhood in Turkey. And right now he is in Pennsylvania, USA, protected by USA CIA. Why they are protecting him? Because they are using him as a tool to threat Erdogan. Anytime you play games with us, we will replace you with this guy. Look what this guy he said. This is the plan of the Muslim Brotherhood. You must move in the arteries of the system without anyone noticing your existence until you reach all the power centers. You must wait for the time when you are complete and conditions are ripe until we can shoulder the entire world and carry it. Do you see it? It's simple. This is the plan. We go inside the system of USA. Obama, he put a Muslim Brotherhood. He built a little tiny mosque for them inside the White House, a prayer room, and he start having a Muslim Brotherhood counselor. Even the Muslim, even the counselor of Obama, the Muslim one, is a Muslim Brotherhood. You believe it? I mean, do you see how much they are deep in the Western system? They are. How they can reach the White House? They are not only like going there to immigrate. No, no, no. They are in the White House. They are in the head. They are going to rule you. The stupid, naive American, they voted for Obama. They thought they are voting for an American president. But the fact he is a Muslim Brotherhood agent. And this is the plan. We move in, nobody should notice. Nobody should notice you. They should not even notice your existence. You are not even exist. You are, yes, sir. Wherever you go, you say, yes, sir. You have no opinion. You have nothing. Until one day, the condition is ripped, which means this government is collapsing. The country is weak, and we are strong. You must wait until for the time when you are complete and the condition is ripe. The fruit is ripe, is ready to be eaten. It's not hard. We can eat them. We can swallow them. This is what happened in Turkey, and this is the theory of this guy. This is how he made Erdogan a president. Erdogan, when he established his party, he signed a paper in the front of the regime at that time, saying that his party will not be a religious party and will not be involved with religion. Because remember, at that time, Turkey was a secular. So he signed this paper to say we are not exist as Muslims. No, we are not. You know, we are going to be, you know, a secular party. You see, I'm not calling my party a Muslim Brotherhood. So we will make them believe that we are not even exist. We will make them believe that we are not dangerous. We will make them believe that we are not here. I mean, why you want to worry about someone does not exist? Until one day, the system is weak, collapsing, and we can shoulder it. We are strong enough to take over. And look what he said. He didn't say we wanted to control Turkey. This guy is a Turkish guy. Did you ask yourself why he said until we can shoulder the entire world? What entire world? He's talking about what? He's talking about the Muslim Brotherhood. He cannot shoulder the whole world, but the Muslim Brotherhood organization, who have a branch in every city in the world, in Hong Kong, in China, everywhere you can imagine. For sure, in China they are very limited, but they are causing a lot of trouble to the Chinese government too. This is the plan. Their plan is not to establish an Islamic state in Egypt or in Morocco. No, no, no. They want to control France. They want to control Switzerland. They want to control Belgium. They want to control all Western countries and all the world in general. But in order to do that, you have to move in all your weapon without anyone noticing your existence. Not only like don't make noise. No, nobody should notice that you even exist. You are a person who say yes to everybody. You are obedience. You are nice. You are kind. It's like, you know, a stupid idiot. He decided to grow a snake in his house. Why? Because the snake was very kind. I mean, it's have soft skin. The skin of the snake nice, and she round herself around you, and maybe you feed her mice every day and you play with her every day, but at the end of the day the snake is a snake. Maybe today the plan is not to kill you yet, but The plan will come. And this is exactly the plan of the snake. Can anyone ask? Can anyone ask like Lindsey Graham or Trump to tell me why even this guy is in USA and why he is protected by the USA? The answer is very simple. He is a big threat. You see, Erdogan, he arrested more than 80,000 members of the organization of Golan. I mean, 80,000. This guy, he have 80,000 members arrested in the army, in the police, in the judges, in the teachers, in the post office. 80,000. How this guy is getting 80,000? This guy, he have a schools, he have organization in all Western countries, he have universities run by him. He is a beast. And right now, as we speak, just I saw the news in the other day that the bodyguards of Golan in Pennsylvania, they shot because she shot shots in air or something because somebody was trying to pass the fence. Why does guy have a bodyguards? I mean, who is he that USA allowing him to have security guards all over? And how he can afford it? Simply, he is extremely filthy rich by his organization, which obviously, according to the Turkish Erdogan, who is a terrorist himself, they are, you know, imagine when Erdogan, he said those people are terrorists, but this is his boss. And he is from the same organization. So what happened? The kingdom of the devil divided. And now Erdogan, he seek the head of this man to kill him because this is the only threat he have right now in Turkey. This is the only guy he can take him off easy. And the second you say, I am from the followers of Golan, you will be arrested immediately in Turkey. And for sure, after they arrest you, nobody knows what will happen to you. The funny that Erdogan is worried about Jamal Khashoggi when there is tens of thousands of people in Turkey disappear. And nobody knows where they go after they've been arrested, just because they are supporting this man. So I wanted to share this video with you guys just to give you a little bit of education about and put some lights on it, because you see, we are coming from the Middle East and we see things differently, and we got more, let us say, we live the reality, you live the news, and there's a huge difference between reality and the news. Reality is something and the news is something else. In the news, they say to you that they sponsor and they fight any who fight terrorism, but in reality they sponsor terrorism. This guy is a terrorist. What is this mean? I mean, if this is his quote, what does that mean? What do you mean you want to take over the world? How you want to control us? And why we are hosting him? The same question we ask why the French they hosted Al Khomeini. The same we ask why England host Abu Qatada and all the terrorists in England. England now today is the nest of terrorism. In the news, they cry, they say we are, look, Khashoggi, he was killed. Everybody is crying. In Fox News, they got the women. She is so sad. Obviously, the Saudi, they will get away with it. Where are your tears? Where are your tears, lady? When the Prince of Qatar, he sent hundreds of millions of dollars to kill the children of Syria, to sponsor ISIS and Al-Qaeda. The disappearance of one man make you cry, and the disappearance of nation. The Christians in Syria, they've been slaughtered, kidnapped, killed, raped. The Yazidi, This is the guy who made you worry. In Yemen, as we speak now, there's tons of thousands of people. They are dead already. On most of them, they are civilian. And now this guy, he disappear. Everybody is worried. The head of the Interpol, the president of the international police, disappear a week ago. Nobody speak about him. Why? Because the Chinese is the one who kidnapped him. Who dare to say to China, get him back? And this is the head of the international police. I mean, the head of the international police is kidnapped. By who? By government. And the rest of government in the world, they don't even say, don't even dare to say a word. Like, why you China, you arrested this guy? And the Chinese are not even shy to say he's here. We took him. They don't even care. There's two Christian bishops kidnapped in Syria for more than 4 years right now. Not even a single TV station in Fox News, in CNN, in the BBC, nobody speak about them. Who care? I mean, who care? They are Christian bishop. Let them die. Let them slaughter them like sheep. But this guy is important for us. Trump talk about him. Lindsey Graham talk about him. The Crown Prince of England will talk about him. Just wait. But then after all the talk, what they will do? They will call the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. They said to him, don't worry, be happy. Good you did. This guy, he became liability. We are glad that you get rid of him. The problem always happened when you receive your education from one shelf. And that shelf usually is a TV station. You believe what they say to you. And what they say to you have nothing to do with reality. You see, I want to compare the Western journalism to the news, the weather news in the Middle East. And just I will explain to you. In the Middle East, let's talk about Saudi Arabia. When they want to speak about weather in Saudi Arabia, let us say tomorrow we will have a storm. Okay, tomorrow we will have a storm, bad storm. The Saudi TV, when they report weather to their people, is not the same when American or French or English they report weather. The topic is the same. Imagine, we are not talking about politics. It's weather. But just because you change the location and the religion of the location have a huge impact in the weather news. So the Saudi reporter, he have to say the following: brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tomorrow, inshallah, if Allah will, we might have a cloud coming from west, if Allah will. Please notice, if Allah will. And if Allah will, the speed of the wind is going to be 20 kilometers an hour, if Allah will. Please take a note. And if Allah will, we might have rain, which is possible if and only if, for sure only if only Allah allowed. And maybe if Allah will, we might have a thunderstorm coming after that, if Allah will. Now this is the news of the weather. What I'm trying to say to you, ideology always dictates the news. There's no news in the news. What we learn from the weather news, that if Allah will, shit will happen. Excuse my language. So the news is not about shit, it's about Allah will. But the same news in different country is different news. But both of them speaking about weather. And you think that you are going to watch and news about the weather. But in fact, it is a comedy. The same what they do. When Obama was in the office, Fox News every day, challenging Obama to stand and to attack the Russian. I mean, what in the world? What are you talking about? What do you mean attacking the Russian? Who in the world want to do that? Trump, he took office. They are not asking him to attack the Russian no more. You see, Fox News supposedly always defend like they are conservative, but it's a joke at the end. All of them they are. You see, I bet you that the one who owns Fox News is the same guy who owns CNN. It's they make always they are looking for customers and control the mind. So if you run away from this station, we will catch you in that station. But at the end of the day, both of them they are scammers, and both of them they are liars, and both of them don't present the truth. It's ideology and agenda control the news you hear, and that will not make it a news no more. That will make it nothing but poisoning. Everything is upside down. Depend on the mood of the title of the one who made the news for you. The victim can be a criminal, and the criminal will make him a victim. Welcome to Western media. I don't want to give you more headache than this, but I wanted just to share with you, and I'm sure some of you they are maybe unhappy with what I said, but this is the truth. The truth is ugly, and people don't like ugliness. They like always to see nice view. They like to imagine the world is like women, they see the world as pinky. The men, they see the world as women in bikini and a beach. Everybody have his own image of the world, but what you think about the world is nothing really to do with what the world is. The world we live in is very ugly. If you have a penny, everybody call you sir. If you have a penny, you can change. If you have money like George Soros, you can change presidents, you can destroy countries, you can build countries, you can create wars, you can make peace. The world is not a sand and beach, and the ocean is not beautiful as you think. It's full of beasts. And Fox News and CNN is nothing but a beast trying to control your mind. All of them, they lie. Even supposedly, I like Fox News more, but this is depend on what they say, because I am not a person who can be eaten by statements. I support the right idea. I don't support a person. So please, always when you receive news, try to investigate yourself and try to search it. Don't be a fruit of stupidity. Whatever people they say to you, you take it. When I was in Europe, I met with an Italian guy. I was waiting for the bus. So he said to me, where are you from? I said, USA. He said, how is the racist Trump with you? No, he said, oh, sorry. What do you think of Trump? I said, I like him. He said, really? He said, but he is racist. I said, why? Why he is racist? He said, this is what they said. A guy from Italy who have nothing to do with America, he never been in America, Trump is racist for him. don't blame him. I mean, everybody, whatever they say about you, they can make you. They can make you the Virgin Mary if they want in TV, and they can make you the whore if they want. This is the truth. And now this is exactly what they are doing with this Jamal Khashoggi. They made him like the guy. He is an angel. They are wondering even why he disappear. They have tears. I mean, they are crying for him. I told him why he's racist. He said they want to deport people and Mexican. I said, well, if I go to your country and I stay over the visa overstay, they will deport me. He said yes. So I said, are you racist? He said, I guess no. I said, okay, well, he was going to deport anyone isn't legal. There's millions of Mexicans live in USA and they are citizens. And me myself, I'm not even born in USA. I am even a Middle Eastern guy. He said, really? I said, yeah. If you go to any country and you overstay, they will kick you out. They will deport you. It doesn't matter where you go. If I go to Mexico right now and I stay one day more, the police they ask me about my visa. I don't have a visa. They will arrest me and deport me. What does this have to do with racism? Trump is Islamophobic. Why? Because he signed an order that from 6 Islamic countries they cannot enter USA. This is a lie. He did not say that. And nobody says they cannot enter. Or what they say, they have to investigate security before they get in. They cannot issue a visa automatically. And it's not him who did that. It was Obama. You see the hypocrisy? When Obama he signed the same, Obama is the one who created that order, not Trump. Trump he just re-signed again because it was expired. When Obama he signed it, he is not Islamophobic. When Trump he signed the same paper, he is Islamophobic. You know what I mean? So don't be a stupid, don't be a foolish, don't go by what they say. You know, like now, why they are opposing this judge, this poor judge? Because simply they are, they are worried that the conservative they will take over the Supreme Court, and they will do whatever they can to stop that. So they try everything to stop this judge, but there's nothing wrong about him. Then we get him, and we try our best. So we wait for the last week because we are out of papers, and now we use this paper because they have this paper from long time ago. But they said to themselves, we will leave it to the end, and this way he have to change. And if he change, we will not finish discussion about him in the coming 4 weeks, which is the election day. And by the election day, we will have new election, and maybe we will win the senators and we will win the Congress. And then we will be the one who will stop Trump from hiring any Supreme Court until he finishes his presidency. This is the plan. Otherwise, I mean, who in the world really, you live in America, where American, when they are young, they take drugs. Obama himself, he said he did drugs. Hashish. He said that. They do all kind of crazy stuff. And now this guy, he drunk when he was 16 years old. And a woman, she accused him 36 years ago that he tried to rape her. And she have no proof, she have no witnesses, and nobody of her friends, even the one she mentioned, agreed to witness that this is not true. She don't remember the date, she don't remember the place, she don't remember the names, she don't remember anything. Who, and even how even you allowed her to talk about this in public, because you cannot accuse someone unless you have evidence. Otherwise, any woman, she can accuse any person, and any man can accuse any woman. Or is about agenda. Otherwise, who care? And obviously this woman, obviously she have mental illness. This woman, she is seeking attention. She spoke in front of some of her friends in Starbucks. Oh yeah, this guy, he tried to rape me. Yeah, what he did? When? but she don't want to tell anyone. Actually, she was telling her friends, seeking some attention. But those friends, they start calling important people, congressmen, and then senators. And then she found herself in a trouble. She don't want even this to be in public, because the plan is to seek attention in the circle she live in, not to go big. Oh boy. Be careful if you go in the elevator with the women. I advise you to turn on your camera and start recording, because she might accuse you 36 years after that you try to do something to her in the elevator. You never know. And she will not remember the name of the building. She will not remember what date or what she. Oh boy. Oh man. Ah, oh, the mercy. The word is mad and crazy and stupid and foolish, and it's sick. Somehow it's really sick. But anyway, they will try everything in their hand to stop having conservative judge in the Supreme Court, because how they can force us to be what they want to serve their agenda. They are the same as Islam. You have to move in the system without anyone noticing you until you are sure you can carry it all. The liberals, they took over America for more than 40 years. 40 years Democrat was controlling the White House. You believe it? 40 years? How that can happen? That's sick. And this is why they are going so crazy, because how in the world they are losing ground after 40 years of controlling America, ruled full-time 40 years by Democrat. How in the world America is changing when we thought it became left socialist country? They thought it's over. They thought that's it. They control America. America is a territory of the socialism. They want us all to be hippies. You know, imagine, guys, how those people, they school us about morality. Hillary, she said, do you want your kids to hear what his name, Trump, he said about women? I mean, look who's talking. Her husband is a rapist. He's a cheater. She's still with him just because she is seeking a position. He was accused of rape by many women. And now you are talking about this guy? Why? How many women he raped? If men, they speak about women in such a way, they are bad. It's mean all the men you ever met, they are bad. And your husband is the beginning of them. This guy is a sex monster. He want to sleep with all the women around. Any woman he see her around him, she is beautiful. He want to sleep with her. Not only did it not defend a Clinton victim, Hillary, she made a threat for those women to drop their cases. I hope that this coming election, the Republican, they will win the majority, because that will help Trump. And I am praying really that somebody of the Supreme Court, maybe two of them, because you know there's two of them. One of them I think is 85, 86, and the other one is 80, I think, and the one is 70 something. So I am praying that maybe one or two of them, they will resign, and then Trump, he will be able to hire two more Supreme Court. That will be wonderful. That will be, I mean, that will be the best about Trump being a president. Two more conservative Supreme Judge. That's it. Those liberals will go crazy. And then we go back to normal, where people, they cannot kill their babies and they call it abortion. This is not abortion. This is murder. What abortion? This is a life of a human being. Who are you to take it and destroy it? What if your mom, the one who is defending abortion, what if your mom decided to drop you in the toilet seat? You will not be exist. Who in the world giving the right for a human being to decide for a human being not to be exist? We pray that American, they will be more educated and they will not be victims of the media. Both media, by the way, CNN, Fox News, all of them, they are garbage. The Bible is the best way to know what decision you should take. The Messiah, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. As simple as that. Trump is not Saint Trump. He is not a holy Trump. But he is 1 billion times better than the rest. So we vote for him. There's nobody who have little brain, he will not agree that, you know, we should have a borders where Al-Qaeda and ISIS, not only illegal immigrant, I mean, I'm not worried really about the illegal immigrant, I'm worried about what if we get like 2,000 from ISIS boarding from Mexico. Aren't you worried about that? Heavily armed, well trained. "19 hijackers, they were able to destroy USA economy in one day. All airline at that time, if you remember, they were collapsing. Stock market. 19 hijackers. So imagine if they send us 2,000. Why the left-minded people don't want the border? What does that mean? Why you left people? Why Hillary Clinton, she have bodyguards? You don't like borders, you don't like walls, right? Why you have a wall around your house and you have tons of guards? They speak about go green, you know, the global warming, but all of them, they are driving the most expensive USV, which is 12 cylinder, not even 8. The most heavy, special made for them, which is swallow gas like crazy. Well, you need that car. Don't you want to go green? Al Gore, he make a speech about global warming in the morning, and then he fly his jet, a private jet, to go from place to place. But he is telling us don't burn fuel. Why you are taking private jet? SUV. Yeah. Fancy cars. Expensive cars. They ask you to not to spend much money, but yet Hillary Clinton, she spent $2 million in her daughter wedding. Where she get the money from? How a woman and her husband who work all their life for government servant or service, they can afford to spend $2 million for a wedding party? How you can do that? Somebody work all his life for government, he can just to spend $2 million for a party over one night? How much money you have? And where the money is coming from? And then they give us a speeches about they are going to protect the poor. But and guys, just to let you, like, I don't want to change my topic, but just I noticed something. I don't know if you noticed it with me. The owner of Facebook is left, is liberal. The owner of Google, the owner of Twitter, I mean all of them, all those big huge companies who own trillions of dollars, they lecture us about protecting the poor. I mean, why don't give us the money? Why the owner of Facebook, he want the billions of dollars? Is it enough to have $200 million in the account? I mean, are you going to spend all this money really? Let us say he kept only $200 million. How much is going to need him to spend this money to live? 300 years, 500 years. They lecture us about protecting the poor, but they are the most rich, filthy people in the world. They want to fix our economy so we can get better jobs, but we will work for them. We will give you a better job, okay? You will work for George Soros. All right, we protect the poor, and we will make George Soros more rich, and we will give you a job as a taxi driver in the company of George Soros. Yeah. Thank you for the jobs and the jobs opportunity. We will make you spend your life working for pennies, and we make you believe that you are alive. We live in mansions, and you live in a small tiny apartment suffering to pay your heating bill. We will force on you what it's called health insurance when you cannot even afford health insurance, but they will force you to buy it, and that's supposed to protect you. And those naive Americans, they think that those people, they care for you. You see, even Trump, I mean, Trump, he is a businessman, he's a rich man. What Trump he knew about poor people? Nothing. But still, for me, I have no choice but to support him. The system of this country is sick. There's two parties, and you have to choose one of them. Like, we don't have even a third option. If you sponsor a third option, you will get nowhere because he will never win. But what I like about Trump, which is proving to me that he is not really from the system of the corruption. If you believe, if you remember, when Trump, he was going for the election in his party, all of them, they are against him. Even after he was elected, they were barking at him like dogs. John McCain, Lindsey Graham, all the garbage, because he is not from the system. This is not the agreement. The agreement is we are going to divide the cake between us, Democrat and Republican. But this guy is coming from outside. Suddenly he's here. We bought him. You know, people do not understand what happened, how Trump he won. The Democrat and the Republican, both they agree that we will put Trump go inside the election because he will not make it for the nominee. Then the Democrat, they sponsor Trump in the beginning. They really sponsor him because they wanted someone for sure he will lose. You know what I mean? They said to themselves, if we get a Cruz, he might win. If we get etc., he might win. But this guy, nobody will elect him, so let us sponsor him. So in the beginning, the Democrat, they were working hard trying to make Trump win, but not to win the election, to win the nominee of his party. And that will make it so easy to Hillary Clinton to crush him. Not only to win, they were expecting her to crush him like a piece of chocolate, because they thought he would be very easy to crush. So what happened, it was surprise for both parties. The plan of the Democrat, if you go and see, if you remember, do you remember the hall where Hillary Clinton, she's supposed to make the victory speech? Do you remember how big it is, or how huge? Trump, he don't have one, because Trump himself, he was not expecting to win. He don't have a place to go and make an announce victory. They did not prepare anything. Hillary, she have the biggest, amazing space. Tens of thousands will be there, flags all over, decoration. Go and watch it in YouTube. She will come and she will make the speech of victory because she guaranteed a victory. And this is why they wanted Trump to be the one who go against her in the election, because he's going to be very easy to crush. We have a tape of him saying bad things. We have news about him saying doing bad things. We have women that are going to speak against him. We are going to make the Russian allegation. So before the election day, he will be shish kebab. This is what they thought. But what happened, because this guy, he say things as it is, people loved him. He's not a sugar coating person. He say things as it is. And this is why he is winning. He is not a politician. He don't sugarcoat. He say the word as it is. People are sick of politician. He is not politically correct. He speak his mind. So we know what this guy is thinking, but because he say what he say it. He don't hide it. He's like a growing kid. And this is why he was elected. And I believe the coming midterm election, and I hope that the Republican, they will make a big victory again because of a Trump. Otherwise, Republican are not really doing good. I mean, who is the doing good? I remember what his name, this guy, which state. Yeah, they made an interview with him. I'm trying to forget to remember. Sorry, which state he was? Pennsylvania? No, I think maybe Ohio. The governor of Ohio. Imagine how much they betray Trump. Even he asked his supporters not to vote for Trump in the election. Imagine. Same as John McCain, the filthy John McCain. Same as Lindsey Graham, all of them garbage. Because he is coming out of the system. He is not in the net of corruption. He is not in the payroll of Saudi Arabia or the Prince of Qatar. And this is why I advise you to go and watch the news in the day of election. All the liberals news, you will not believe it how stupid it was. They were like, what? Huh? Who? Some of them, they are crying. Some of them, she is holding her boyfriend. The Trump, he won. Me, myself, I cried actually. I cried from happiness. I was so happy, and I made a video actually in the day of the election about it because I was so happy that Trump, he won. Because it's not about Trump. It's about the future of this country, the Supreme Court. It's about, are we going to be exist? Because I'm sure the next step of the liberals are going to close our churches. They start already actually in the time of Obama, taking down crosses from public places. Bibles are not allowed to go to be in the hotel. They do step by step, and then they kick you out. Trump, he destroyed all their plan. Because Trump from the beginning, he made a deal with the Christians. All those things happened to you before, I will delete them. And this is what the liberals did not think about. They thought the Christians are dead. Yeah, they go to church, but they don't go and vote. America, at the end of the day, is a Christian country. It doesn't matter what they try to say. Churches are full of people. You go to the church, you can't even find a place to park your car. They knew that, but they thought that Christians, they will never listen and go and vote. And obviously time is changing. Anyway, I want to say thank you guys for being here. I just wanted to share this with you. Feel free to download my video and post it in your YouTube if you have a channel about khashoggi, sharing the information about this person. And please don't take your news from news agencies. They lie. Everybody has his agenda, and everybody is getting by somebody. And the one who paid the bill for electricity in the news agency is the one who controlled the news. The one who controlled the check and the salary is the one who make the news. It's not even the reporter. It's not the one you see in the screen. They are just toys. They say what is written for them in the electronic screen. They have nothing to do with it. They are just toys. And you are the victim. if you decide to listen to them and to believe in them. Thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you. And with this, I will say good night and good morning for those who they are in Asia. Take care, and this Christian Prince wish you the best until tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.